All right, welcome to the stream, everybody. Another edition of Flying with the Monkeys on our continuing our world tour. I have MoonDog 88 with me tonight.
Hello.
And Draco is a little under the weather, so he won't be joining us tonight.
We buried him in the snow right over there behind the plane.
Yeah. He was hanging out with Ernie on the last flight, and he hasn't recovered from his hangover yet.
We got to make up something there. We can't just say he's not feeling well.
Yeah. Tonight we're flying from Dutch Harbor, Alaska, AK23, to Anchorage, Alaska. Here, I'll be official. Papa, Alpha, November, Charlie.
Yay! How about that? Now, can you also, seeing how you did so well with that, can you explain to everyone why your plane is floating in the air on my screen?
We have some different some elevation issues going on between MoonDog and I's sims. So if you're watching my stream, you'll see the very tip of his tail feather hanging out over the runway. Tail feather, tail fin. Yeah, whatever. You know.
Thanks everyone for coming and stopping by. Who's already in the chat? And Panda, I got to really say, I saw that first, and the next thing I was expecting was not Bassmaster saying hi, but Nightbot going, "You've been warned." So, but hello everyone. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Let's start some planes and get going.
Yeah, might as well. Might as well.
We're cold and dark, and it's outside, and it's actually probably fairly cold out there.
Cold.
So,
yeah.
As we get going, we'll keep apprised of the chat while we start the plane, and go. Yes, Bassmaster, it's a very nice plane.
Terrain system test okay.
HTOS test
and it's a wonderful plane to fly. And at times it's a fairly easy plane to fly.
At times.
Right
most
up to
of the
that
time.
point. Wish you could fly. Well, let's see. You had fair warning. Probably you got to go to work or something, and you can't stay up late and fly, and you'll have to duck out before too long. Or I'm completely wrong. All right, let's go through the checklist.
Bus tie knob.
No.
Auto.
I don't want that one. I want down.
Bus tie auto. Got it.
Exit.
Generator one.
How do you start the cold and dark? Actually, this one is a. It's cold and dark with the plane itself. Shift 6 brings up this screen here. Yep, make sure it's up there. And then you can have it set ready to taxi, which one of the monkeys sometimes always does.
That would be me.
And then the cold and dark cockpit. You just click it and like that, done. You're cold and dark. So now that we'll have to start all over again because Bassmaster wanted me to start and do that.
And this plane's nice because it has the checklist built into the onboard computer, so that makes it kind of cool.
And because of the checklist, you have to turn that stuff on to get to it, so you might as well just do those few steps.
Okay.
And then enter and pull that up so we can see it like so. Oh, wait a minute. You're gonna get all technical like that. All right, so locking pin, emergency door. Yeah, we checked the documents, the maintenance. Well, I can't be certain about the maintenance status because Draco's in charge of that, and see now he's not feeling well enough. You know, we're gonna assume that he's been keeping up with it. Bus ties are on. Battery switches are off. Bus ties auto. Yeah. Leader switch auto. Test panels off. Circuit breakers. Well, we got to assume that they're all checked in. Fuel pump switches to auto. Cross leaders there. Fuel pump open, and that one armed. So we're down through there. Push out.
Is that all right?
Gusset lock pin is on the wheel here. I believe that's what that means. It's referred to. Windshield switches off. This to auto. Engine and stabilizers off. Leader switch 1 and 2 switches. Unless that's on there twice, or someone can figure that out. I think it's a misprint somewhere. Landing gear. While you're on the ground, it should be down. Although then again, if you're zigging, you can float in the air. Maybe you don't have your gear down. Both dump button. That one is out. Air conditioning panel. Well, we're going to put it on auto, but we're also going to make sure it's on heat. Turn those up. And all that does is actually sort of fictitiously work. It doesn't actually work. Where did I get the plane? The plane is from Coronado, and I purchased it at Just Flight. Shut off buttons are out.
Okay, we did that stuff.
Knobs are at stop. Flaps, parking brake, air brakes, and all good. And Lewis Barley, hello, how you doing? Battery switches to on. GPU we're leaving off. CVR checked, which is over here. That's good, done. And those are going to be our enunciators and stuff, so we'll do those.
Fire, 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 fire.
I need to look and see if there's an update for EasyDock or anything.
You still having issues?
It always has issues every once in a while, but it's like when you're clicking around a whole bunch and changing a bunch of camera views, sometimes it... Get off of there.
And armed fuel. It's not quite 100% full because I taxied around to get to this position. Oxygen.
Oh, you're all bouncing around over there and flickering and floating now.
Well. That would be the passengers I have in the back. We're not going to get into, Russian acrobats that I'm smuggling into the country.
Engine, ignition, auto.
Parking brake set. Doors closed. GPUs disconnect electric button.
Thrust levers idle. Parking set.
Push in. Check.
Oh.
23.9, which is good. And then want to start.
Okay, so we are actually ready to start. But before we do that, tune in traffic. Oh, and I got to do the FMC.
And I can start this one.
Are you starting your engines?
Yeah, I'm just starting them. Bassmaster,
You start 'em.
There's that with that update. Has it been 10 days? For your Windows update? It probably has. If not, you can roll it back. Our man Draco is doing some checking with that.
So you start your engines before you program your FMS?
I have been, just because then it's charging the batteries. I'm not straining the batteries while I'm doing that. Because I'm sitting here just on battery. I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do the GPU? I gotcha.
And
that makes sense. Let them warm up.
Yeah. And the stall.
Stall, stall.
All right. And that's done. And we're ready for that, so we'll just bounce out of here. Flight plan. PAC, and why don't you fly with these? Let's see.
Hello?
Yeah, I had to
Oh.
throw my mic off to the side there. Plug it in. I'd say best man. I wish I could fly with these guys, man, but they're on FSS satellite, man, which I no longer have.
Oh.
You can if you're on BMD, what is it, BMD?
P3D.
P3D, and then we are linked on Join FS, which it will connect the two together. So you could fly with us out of the same place, going to the same place.
Is that what he flies with?
I'm assuming so, because I don't think it would be. Well, what do you fly with? There you go. There's a good question for you, Lewis. Enter. And
Why is it not taking that?
why is it not taking what? Let's see. ANC is not in Italy. Alright, well then clear.
AK23.
Oh, wait a minute. Cleared the wrong one.
Why is it not letting me put in my
Is it not letting you put in the waypoint ANC?
it's not letting me put in AK23.
Oh, is the finish one? Is it,
It's the first one.
well, you start with your end and work your way backwards, remember?
I don't.
You don't? Oh,
No.
okay.
It's let me see if it'll let me do that. It's not letting me put PANC.
A. So let me get
Okay, it let me put that one in.
default 747. You would definitely get there a lot quicker than we will, but where you don't disallow anyone from flying just because they don't have exactly the same plane, that would just be rude.
What?
And
Are we gonna have to not do ANC?
I'm thinking you're going to have to not do ANC. Or yeah, I can't do ANC because it's only coming up as Italy for some reason. But
Yeah, same for me.
ANC is what, 2 minutes out of there. It's the local localizer. So in the C D B. Yep, sure. Well, we don't want Cold Bay, Spain. DUT.
What simulator is he flying, did he say?
No, he's having the same creating child window error. Carnoto plane from E3D default. Well, that would be fine. Is that all correct? Hoping that's all correct. Altitudes.
Any plane, when we're flying these planes, any plane that cruises at about 300 knots would be fine.
Yeah.
That can manage that speed, I guess.
It's when we're flying, say, the C-47, you know, we just want something slower to keep up with us, just so that we're fairly close together. But then again, you know, if you don't have anything, you still want to fly the route with us. You get
Well,
into 747. If it can land at the place that we're at, then that's fine.
If we're doing the C-47, it's free.
Yeah.
If he's on FSX.
And it helps if you click on the correct end. A case is 21.
Or there would be the in-game DC-3, which should be similar.
Right. ENA is also 21. We don't have that. Yeah, that 250 is good there. So flight plan's done, good, in.
It's not letting me put in AK23.
It's just got to be not updated in this Navigraph of some kind.
Yeah, but we put it in to land there.
That's true, but it might be this plane, not. We came in.
Well, how does that work? Do I just leave it out and
leave it out, and the first waypoint is DUT.
Is the Dutch Harbor?
Yep.
Okay.
So.
I guess that's what it's going to be. Oh, hey, Spencer. Sorry, I missed you pop in there. I was focused. Yes, we are running FSX on a Windows 10 platform.
Oh, so Draco's in chat. He's in my chat. He did some checking on transferring add-ons over to P3D. All you have to do is buy Active Sky again. Okay. And all the other, and the Phenom can be moved over. Oh, use ATU. Justin Wallace suggests uses ATU. How many people do I have watching? Thanks all of you for watching. Wow, a whole lot. Yes, I heard 9,000. 9,000 and squawk was 0. That's correct. All right. Hello to Nico Craft and James and tune to a traffic, select runway, we're on 32. Announce taxi. I'm going to announce that I'm taxiing all the way to right where I'm at. Checklist, finish it real quick with where we're at. So we got that done. Takeoff data, okay, system. Where are we landing? Do we have an elephant? Well, that can be done afterwards. Climb. Outside temperature is 3 Celsius. You guys.
ENA 21,500.
And -3. Nicocraft, if you want to sub, go for it. You don't have to. No one's making you sub. Back. Maps set down to 2. Checklist. Speeds were good. What they are is I'm going to rush it to get where I'm going. Transponder set. Altimeter quick. Weather.
Thanks, Draco.
Current activity 29.58.
Where did Active Sky go? There it is. So 21.5 PANC.
8. Close. Enter. And thank you, Nicocraft, for subbing there. Number set. Flight controls check.
Okay.
Set.
That should take care of the flight plan.
Internal lights should be all set. We're good. Yep. And right. Takeoff configuration. While seeing how we're not in that, we can click this. Check that button.
Takeoff. Okay.
So we're good there. Signs. All electronic devices are going to have to be turned off. This is, yeah, the Coronado Phenom. Really nice plane. It's done pretty well. Even the literature isn't completely sparse as tends to be stated about them. All right, after takeoff, so we can be done there. We're all set. I'm set, as set as I can be. You ready?
Nope. 3
Set.
degree. I had a little extra work to do.
A little extra work. All right. Well, while we're
Well,
doing that,
I had to go in and set all the altitudes, so.
I did that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just getting quick at this thing. Let's see. Airport. We're going to. Where is it? EAC. Sure. Altitude is 151, so we can come over here to LFE. Oh, nope. We want to go 150. Back set. Yeah, we as a group took more than 5 minutes deciding if we wanted to just buy this. We looked at several of them. Yes, hello Draco.
Yeah.
I'm reading my chat and I even caught it real quick.
Did you get the LFE?
Yes, it's 153, so I put 150. We're on the runway, so we'll put landing lights on. Turn that light off. Turn that light on.
Oh, where'd it go?
That light on. And we are going to. This is what we look like now. That's the mountain we got to avoid and take off on. Anyone having anything to do before we take off should do it now. Press to start.
Oh, I better not get white window. Okay.
No white window? Okay.
I didn't check that.
And I've got enough thrust that we're already shoving the thing forward, so we're going to let it
And what's
brake.
my barrel? What's our barrel?
Full throttle.
29.
Bouncing down the runway. $90. 110. Back on the stick. Climbing. Gears up. And away we go. Autopilot. And nav 095. Yep, got it. Set. Move that over out of the way. It can go away. All right, so use sub back. Well, I can't do it while I'm in the middle of a stream, so I'll take a look at it and after I get done. Record in window mode. Yes, record in window mode. Draco is pretty aware of what both of him and I do because we both use, we both use OBS. We both use OBS. We both have multi-screens, and we both have 16 different windows pulled open, it seems like. Not to mention, I have the second computer going with all the screens so I can see what's going on over here. Now we'll back off on thrust. Laps are all good. Taxi lights off, strobe light on. And as we get that, we can see down there on the ground is Zig waiting to take off. Direct X9 or running Stevens. Well, it's not running the fixer. Yes. Oops. Wait a minute. 125. All right, 125. And 17. Yes. So, Attu Station, tough location. Not just Attu, we flew into Attu Station and then we left there and came into Dutch Harbor, which is AK23, and that one was, I think that one's actually harder than Attu Station because you have the mountains and valley to deal with. .45. 045, is that what he said? Yep, 045. See if Fixer does fix any black washed out areas on FSX. Okay. That'd be interesting. I will have to, as a group, figure out that's something to look into or not. I don't just jump into anything. So not the Aerosoft Dutch Harbor. No, it's the generic in-game Dutch Harbor, which is actually what did it say it was? Was the airfield. Trying to think real quick. The Army Air Base airfield that is actually there. So Zig's taken off. How'd it go, Zig?
Good so far.
So that's Zig in his red and white Phenom. No turbulence. Well, we don't have Draco in the back shaking the thing around. Haven't even looked to see what the weather map looks like. We're up and going. What I should do is put these in 1390. Actually, we're beyond 1390. We're at 1260. See chat. I'm getting there. Just a second here. It was a nightmare to land there. Why are you going to shoot me down? I didn't do anything mean yet. I'm 215. Thank you. And then 112.80. Put us on actual G. You guys should take off. Nelson Air Force Base in Fairbanks. That's where I'm stationed.
Oh, really?
Okay. Do we make a pit stop on our way out of Anchorage? Or no, Fairbanks is north. Could land in Anchorage. Preemptive strike? Okay. So Draco then, seeing how you're not doing anything with us flying wise, what's the difference between flying from Anchorage to Seattle or Fairbanks to Seattle? And what would I have to pull this up? I have to look now. Else, dual use mill and sieve. Well, I'll put it this way: for us flying, we have special clearance to land and take off from anywhere. It'll put us a week behind on schedule. No, I just mean if we, instead of flying from Anchorage to Seattle and just fly Fairbanks to Seattle. That's all. I'm just trying to get an idea on where cities are in Anchorage. Fairbanks is north, isn't it? Yeah. See, yeah, it would be a bit of a struggle there. Maybe we'll just have to do a special flying to Fairbanks sometime. But then again, I'm speaking for everyone without actually asking anyone. Zeke's being awfully quiet back there.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just monitoring.
Monitoring. I got a whole movie reference thing in my head there that I was going to say, but no one's going to get it because Zeke doesn't watch movies.
No, things are going a little too smooth, so I figured something must be wrong, so I was checking my systems.
It's going as planned, so wait a minute, something's wrong.
We're flying the Phenom, so things usually go as planned in the Phenom. It's some of the other planes.
Yeah. We're minus 48, so I think we'll just throw in some engine protection just to be on the safe side. That would be awesome. Well, from Fairbanks, it's 3.5 hours.
We need to see if there's any C-47 flights in the historical division in around Fairbanks.
Oh, that would be nice. We could try and do that. We'll figure out something for Fairbanks.
Or we could even do like a Duke flight popping around in Alaska. Once we're done with the world, once we're done with the world tour, we can do whatever we want.
All right, yeah. Yeah, and it's not like we don't like doing silly stuff in Alaska, like flying,
Yeah.
you know,
Flying into
C-47
mountains.
in snowstorms
Skip.
just to see what it's like.
Skipping across the mountain peaks.
Yeah. Engines
So put-
frozen up.
Write that on your, write that on your flight plan notebook, MoonDog. And
Got
we've
the
hit
pin.
cruise.
Yep, okay. And
We
get
have
a
hit
pin that
cruising
works.
altitude.
It's adjusted. Fly-ins, let's put it that way.
Have we been to Fairbanks before? Have we done a Fairbanks in our Alaska adventures?
No, we have not.
Okay. So I know we have done,
We've
a
hopped
handful
around,
of flights
yeah.
in Alaska, quite a bit. Probably as
Um,
much as any other state.
To be
Maybe
honest,
not.
to be honest, we've
But we-
probably done well, no, that's not true, because I'll tell you what, Missouri's got a heck of a
Yeah, we
lot
did
of
do-
flying in Missouri.
We did do a bunch there. And out of KSUS. But other than that, Alaska might be the area that we've flown in the most in one small area, you know what I mean?
Right.
Didn't we even take some of the water planes? Was that in
Yeah.
Alaska too?
Yeah, that was.
When we were the Havilands or yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, we did half a dozen flights with those up there, probably, didn't we? Or maybe 4. I don't remember how many we
The
did.
de
that
Havilland
night.
float plane, we did one up there, but we did a couple of takeoff and landings in Lake Michigan.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But we took off from, where did we take off? We took off from coast and landed in a lake, and then went from the lake and landed on a river.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I remember that much. Anyone recall
that's even
has
more
a
than I
holiday
remember.
sale each year.
I do not. Just Flight might have some stuff on sale, but FS Pilot Shop has a holiday sale, or they did going on. Whether Coronado does specifically, I'm not sure, but I would check. Like, I really like Just Flight. I don't know that I've ever bought anything from FS Pilot Shop, but they send me emails all the time. I have noticed when they have stuff on sale there, like Just Flight has it on sale too.
Yeah. We should get Chase Plane. We have enough stuff already. Let's see. On the gaming rig, so that we have just the flight going. Flight Sim, Join FS, Active Sky, and then OBS to capture everything. And yes, I have a good enough machine to handle all that. And then on the other one, I have, you know, the streams and all that going. So,
Well,
I'm not sure
I have Easy Dock, so I won't be upgrading to Chase Plane or changing to
Yeah.
Chase Plane anytime soon.
Yeah, he's got Easy Dock, and the reason I don't have it is because every once in a while he goes, frickin'.
Although I figured out
Dock.
how to fix that now. Now
Yeah.
that I can, when it crashes, I can relaunch it while the sim's still running. That's not a big deal.
For anyone. And you
I
know
would
what, we have
consider
to-
it. I would consider it a must-have, but that's a personal opinion, I guess.
I just
I just
want
like
to-
having the views on the number pad and being able to program them.
That would be nice. I mean, yeah, I get it. And I have to do the mouse thing and I scroll around and look at everything, but I get a nice view from everything. What I do want to get is figure out the technical reason why my freaking hat track does not sync up with inside this thing, so I can look around and see what's going
Yeah.
on. I mean,
You need to
that's
get
what I
that.
want.
you need to get that figured out, because I was seriously about ready to put that on my list, and you're like, well, it don't work with FSX. I'm like, scratching it off the list. Screw that then. It's about the only damn game I play anymore.
And yes, you can.
I guess if you had Hat Tracker, you wouldn't need the Easy Dock so much.
No, because you could quite literally just lean over and look and do and turn and lean forward.
But I probably wouldn't be able to set that up till I got the office up and running.
Yeah, the office. The office is important, which means you gotta get the basement done, which means
Mrs. Zig she's been taunting me now, like the last weekend or so. She's like, you know, you could just game 24/7 if you had the basement done. You game all weekend long.
she's taunting you, but is she helping you with the last little bits? I mean, you were getting ceiling done. What were you up to?
Done.
Ceiling's done. So what's left? Painting?
Oh no. Well, there's painting left to do, but that ain't a big deal. Flooring.
Flooring.
The tile for the tile for the shower will be coming in Thursday. So I was hoping to tile the shower this weekend, but my buddy whose tile saw I always borrow is tiling his shower this weekend. So I haven't told Mrs. Zig that.
You know why he's tiling his? Because his wife said, you need to get this done before Christmas or else.
No, because he doesn't sleep. He's always doing something.
Oh, okay.
He'll send me pictures of him like tiling his shower at like midnight, and I'm like, really?
Well, you do know that like Home Depot and such like rent those tile saws.
I wouldn't rent one. I'd buy one before I rented one.
Oh, okay.
I don't do enough tile work. Like, all I really do is backsplash work for the most part. It's about the only work I do for pay.
Okay, yeah.
But I have considered, and I always borrow my buddies, and I always kind of feel bad, but he's got like that $1,000 DeWalt tile saw that is like driving a Cadillac. You know, it's awesome.
Yeah, you just go.
So after you use that, any tile saw kind of seems like a piece of crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I have been looking one at Lowe's that's like $300 or $350 that I've looked at that looks, it's like it's a smaller version of that. Looks pretty okay and gets pretty okay reviews, but I just don't know if I do enough of that to justify it. Although if Mrs. Zig might buy me one for Christmas so I can get the, because I got to tile the shower walls and then tile the bathroom floor.
Oh, you should be able to do tile the walls and the shower floor in like a weekend.
Oh, no, huh? It'll take a weekend just to do the shower walls. That's like, what was it, like 90 square a tile? 90 square foot?
You know, I watch some of these guys on TV and they get it done in like, it looks like 35, 45 minutes.
It took, well, we had a corner seat, well, on TV. When me and my buddy did his shower, he had like a corner seat in there and I have a little accent stuff too to do, but he had like a little accent thing, and it took us, with the both of us, what was it, like 2.5 days just to set the tile.
Yeah. Would you recommend a PMD 737 or 777 or a jet from Coronado? We'll let Zig answer that.
You're talking. I think you're talking about two completely different animals there.
Yeah.
I don't have any PMDG aircraft, so I can't really. But those are study level. Yeah. Those are study level aircraft, and Coronado does not make a study level aircraft that I'm aware of. So you're really talking about apples and oranges right there.
Yeah, because the study craft, if we look over here, all these buttons over here would work. only half of them work. And on top of it, the important one for your ILS landing, for your nav and your approach, it wasn't even assigned a key. So it's not steady material. But if you wanted a...
I don't know that Coronado even makes any jets like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't think they do any
they're smaller
737s.
Right?
They do more general aircraft.
Okay.
General aviation aircraft.
And I also
now they're...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we'll answer flight stuff and all that, but if you let us just talk, what you have going on here is you have 2 maintenance guys that are flying. So we're going to back up and end up talking about bathroom repairs and stuff like that. And if you have any questions, we're the guys to ask, because
yeah, we can answer those questions too if you got you know, carpentry and painting, and that's what we do. I'm a cabinet guy.
Chase
Kitchen
plane likes to
designer,
crash sims. Chase plane likes to crash sims. They don't.
Well, why? Oh, I was gonna say, well, why would we want that then?
Yeah, I know. Draco's all confusing. All right. He's more
Easy
confusing
Doc
than
aggravates
normal.
me enough.
Yeah. It is awfully nice up here. It's a good thing we decided to take off 8 a.m. It is an outside view that is really nice to see.
Yeah.
Plane's been flying well, so it's been a lot more outside view. I want to thank everyone for stopping in and hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, Coronado does not make steady level planes. Well, we pretty much figured that, but we were wondering about
I don't think they do any jetliners either that I'm aware of.
Don't
Now, there are other non-steady level jetliners, like I think people like isn't there like a iFly 747 or 737 or something, or there's other options that are more affordable than a PMDG that aren't steady level, that are still nice 737s and 747s, I think.
Well, I will agree with you because of the fact that this is where I fall out of my element. I decide, okay, I want to look for a plane, and I find a plane. I don't know everything that's out on the market. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to have to ask, actually, probably, I don't know who to ask.
Yeah,
We
do
could
some
figure out,
research.
they don't make tube liners. Okay, well, I'm assuming that means Coronado does not make tube liners.
No, I don't think that. I didn't think they did. They make a lot of general aircraft, but general aviation aircraft, but
so where are we at? We are 19 miles from CBB.
where were you?
19 miles from CDB.
Oh, I'm 52.
Well, I only have it set at 315 for indicated.
For cruise?
Yeah.
Oh man, no wonder I'm only at 300.
Well, I will back off some because I'm at
Wow.
83% on the N1.
That's fine. I'll speed it up a little bit.
I'll back it off, you speed it up, and we'll get closer
I
together.
forgot. I kind of forgot we were flying low, and I just got to pay attention to my, I need to change that in my flight plan, then I'm going to do 320 so that it updates my top of descent, which isn't probably going to, I still got to do it at ENA, so.
Oh, well,
Oh,
it matters more for you because you're doing VFR and I'm doing IFR.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to use the change it to 330, and I will be using the VNav system. So I need to make sure I arm my
your VNAV button at the correct
at
time.
the appropriate time.
Yeah.
So I have to update that in my flight plan on Active Sky, so I know
when you need to do it. Yep.
make
If
sure
I
I
was
know where
going
my
to
top
get
of
a
descent
prop
is.
plane that is realistic, I would go with A2A.
That must have been Draco.
That was Draco.
Yeah.
I mean, Draco's already got
That
the.
that would be that would be like a study level prop plane. A2A is.
Yeah.
That's sort of the PMDG almost of prop planes.
So, I don't. You know what I haven't set up very well, and I apologize for, is I don't have my desktop view set up on OBS. I'm going to have to.
I don't
do
know.
that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I had a view where I could just go to whatever was on my desktop. That way, I could pull like the maps up in OBS.
You can't just drag it over the top of your flight sim? That's what I do.
Because I have it as a window view strictly to flight sim video.
Oh, mine I can just drag any window over the top of it, and it'll recognize that.
I am not ashamed. I am a A2A fanboy. Extra MoonDog credits if you know who said that.
Let me think.
Nope, wrong. I ain't giving out any extra MoonDog credits tonight.
Oh, shit.
So it's now the boring, quiet flight portion. We have snow everything mountains over that way. Is that actual mainland that we're coming up to?
I don't think so. Not me, anyways.
So do I do while we're in the middle of a stream, try and set it up in OBS, desktop views, just so that...
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, not the time to do it. Yeah.
You should have done that at sound check.
Should have done a sound check.
Yeah, not in the middle of the show.
What is ETD? Estimated time to destination. Let's see. Well, it was I pull it up here.
You might be getting closer to mainland, if you will. Looks like it's all connected at that point.
See, ETA 123 local, and it is 1013 local, so that doesn't sound still correct. Well, I'm guessing it's still at least another hour and 30 minutes. No, it can't be that long. It was almost a 3-hour flight. How long have we been flying?
It wasn't a 3-hour flight.
Wasn't it?
It
was
no,
250, wasn't it?
Not in. Maybe that's what it said on FSX, but on Active Sky it said. Where does it tell you that? Is that under briefing?
Briefing, yeah.
2 hours, 2 minutes.
2 hours, 2 minutes. Okay. So yeah, we're then in that case probably I'm probably halfway. So A little less than an hour. Okay. Draco's in chat. Cold Meds has his spelling off, but I can still read it because I can read Draco. Well, knowing Moondog, his ETD is when he runs out of fuel, and Ziggs is nearest the mountain.
That seems about right.
Yeah.
Seems about right. Yeah.
Because did I tell Draco that I was just planning the one destination of the month, or was that you that I told that I was flying it and calculated fuel and doubled what I thought I needed and still ended up running it out and crashing in the middle of the North Sea or whatever that is, north of Norway?
Lewis, this is not P3D. This is FSX Steam Edition. And welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in.
I think Lewis was over here and jumped over to check out yours, see what yours looked like.
Ah.
Which is cool. That's why we stream together, and you can get.
That's why we stream together. Yeah.
That's why our intros are one person does it the intro, one does the exit, and we alternate it. Because trying to do 3 intros at the same time and then still coordinate it got to be a hassle. Yeah, and the cold meds are definitely messing. Fuel, F-U-L-E. Mountain. Well, he spelled it like he lives up on a mountain. M-O-U-N-T-I-N. Draco went to 6th grade. He's now in 7th grade.
I do not have a PMDG, Lewis. The thought has crossed my mind, but I just don't know if I'm ready for that detailed of an aircraft yet. And I say that as I do own a Dash 8, so that is a what PTA? Anybody know what a PTA is? He says the graphics are nice. What PTA are you using?
Well,
I have ORBX and Rex 4. I'm not familiar with the PTA term. But I do have the Dash 8. It's a study level aircraft, but I don't fly it as much as I probably should.
Thank you, Scott, for stopping in. Great chatting with you folks. Have a great flight. We're attempting, have to attend an MD-11F en route to Natal in Brazil. That would be an MD-11 freight, so he's carrying 75,000 pounds of something into Brazil. Hopefully it's not goats. I just say because one of us has flown goats into somewhere. Prepared tweak assistant. Yeah, well that would be then the ORBX and the Rex 4 and the Active Sky. And that's how you get these looks of the clouds the way that we have them and such. We tried to get what we felt looked what we saw the most often, and I don't know. I've seen a little bit of Zig stream it. His looks pretty good.
Like MoonDog was saying, that's the sunset and the sunrise. That's the Rex. And the clouds is the Rex. The ground textures and shorelines and stuff. That's the ORBX and the ORBX vectors.
Scott, we're not gonna let Zig know that you're carrying live sheep because he was carrying the goat. So the goat was in the back of a C-47 flying over Northern Africa. Northern Africa. I can't remember.
Northern Africa with the goat. That's right.
Yeah, and Ernie was singing. And he had beer cans rolling around. It was
a party, Scott. You missed out.
Yeah. So I think technically we're over actual mainland continental United States. Although we're going to pop over a couple of bays, but we finally made it back to actual North America.
What's that there, Draco? Sim tweaks.
Okay.
Have I had a OOM? I don't know. To quote Draco, I don't know. I don't know what a is.
Well, he just, hey, Draco, are you putting web links in my chat? Do you have permission to do that? Oh yeah, actually you do. Okay.
I think you could technically say we are over mainland China. It is all connected. China, Alaska.
Are we over mainland China? Yes, we are.
Have another coffee, Zig. We are no longer on the islands, if you will. They are all technically connected now.
Yeah.
Oh, an out of memory error. I've had one, Lewis, that I can remember, and it was just recently. And I don't have a fancy PC by any means. I have the
You got one of those Alienware things?
I do have an Alienware. I mean, it's a nice PC, but it's not. It's just an i3.
Yeah, he's.
I have the littlest PC of the bunch, I guess, is the best, easiest way to say it.
And it handles everything that we've thrown at it. That Draco and
Except GTA, it doesn't like that one as much.
No. But we, Draco and I have fairly similar machines, and I don't think I've had an out of memory since. To be honest, I don't think I even had one on the i5 that I had. The old rig. I don't think I had an out of memory.
Considering I've had this machine for 2 years now, and I told them I wanted it to play Farm Sim on high graphics, or, you know, the highest graphics setting. I didn't do any streaming then. I did record videos, but I'm still happy that it handles all the things I've thrown at it that weren't necessarily what I bought it for.
And as he starts to descend into Anchorage out of memory.
You?
No, you.
Oh.
We're praising your machine. You know what's going to happen.
Oh, Lewis is getting the creating child window error or whatever with his P3D.
Right over PAOU right now, close to halfway. That's good, Andrew. And who just joined? Ranger242, thank you for subscribing very much. Now, those that are on YouTube, feel free to stay here, hang out. I also have Twitch, in case you're more interested in watching on Twitch. Those on Twitch, thank you for watching me there. I also have a YouTube that has all the videos saved over there. And then, just so that Zig doesn't have to say it, he has the same setup, and so does Draco. And you can find all of us at our actual names there, the same names. I'm Mr. MoonDog88, YouTube and Twitch. Zigzaggy is at both, and so is Draco411. Or is he Draco0411 on YouTube and Draco411 on Twitch? It's close enough. Find them. And don't forget to check out any of the other monkeys from the Monkey Show. That's our little community of streamers and gamers and modders and all sorts of whatever we are. Everyone from Bipolar Prophet, Cavalier Roy, Kev the Blue Bear, Stu B. I know I'm forgetting someone. Obviously,
Mr. MoonDog?
Obviously,
forget that guy?
Yeah, well, obviously myself, you, and Draco.
Cavalier
I mean,
Roy, did you get Cavalier Roy?
I got Cavalier Roy, who's our resident farm sim map maker
Yep.
and modder.
Farmer Dad.
Farmer Dad, that's who I forgot.
Yep.
Modder and
Travis.
Farm Boss. Travis, who is a modder, he is a part of the Monkey Show, but he doesn't seem to stream or YouTube anything, but he is always around. And our friend Dan, Texas Long Haul.
Hey, Abuses Games, welcome back. Good to see you. Captain Good Flight. Clearly. Yeah, maybe tonight. Hasn't been lately. The guys will tell you I've been pretty grumpy about it. I had some doing some VA flights. I had some crashes and was getting a little mad.
Let's swing this around this way. And
are you in the UK? Are you in the UK, Lewis?
Don't worry, he's had about 4 coffees, so you know, it'll come out in some fashion.
He's on Roy time.
He's on Roy time. Okay.
Apparently, he's pulling a late nighter to hang out with us. Well, thanks for hanging out, Lewis. We appreciate it. Stop back in sometime.
It's 4 a.m. over there.
4:03, he said.
Yep.
MoonDog's our resident clock. Our world clock.
So I'm world clock. GPS. And resident movie quoter.
That depends, Andrew. That depends if it's good night or good morning.
Yeah. Just so that you can sort of figure out here, EDN, I'm 69 nautical miles. Where are you at?
PDN, I'm 86.
Actually, I've got you on Active Sky now. So at some point, I might actually have you on. Let's check the radar. Do we have?
Yep. I'm right behind you, Mac 261.
Traffic. Put the traffic in. And I prefer the terrain. On.
MoonDog, look at your chat, Draco says.
What? How do you make it say who subscribed on your live stream? Well, there's a bit of movie magic and dust. Actually, that is through, where is it? Streamlabs. I've logged on to Streamlabs. It updates everything, and then I can have it pop up notices like donations and subscribers, and then subscribers from Twitch and YouTube get the little zombie running across, and donations you'll have to find out. But they all pop up through that, and it's linked, and then I have it OBS pop up a little screen just for that. Not too difficult, because if I can figure it out, Zig can figure it out, and if Zig can figure it out, any monkey can figure it out.
Well, I don't have all that fancy crap.
That's because you've got that little i3. We got to get you something. No, I'm kidding, Zig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was coming. Streamlabs, Google it. It is a freeware company location that connects your YouTube and Twitch to an account that will show you how to do that. How do I donate? Well, let's see. You let me take a second to acknowledge that. Yes, go over to them. You are on YouTube, so if you see, where is it on YouTube? On the main page of YouTube, there is in the upper left corner of the banner, upper right corner of the banner, There's a little pay me donation box. You can click on that, follow the information. In Twitch, there is a tip jar. You just click on it and it'll send you to the same place. What is Draco redirecting?
Hey, Joe.
Ah, that is
Draco didn't
Streamlabs.
crash. He's not flying tonight. He's jacked up on cold meds and not feeling so well. I've seen you've been busy on the VA, though, Joe.
Yes, Joe has definitely been busy. He did the same thing I did, though. I'm sure of it because I was flying along and then I paused it and I was suspended in space. He was suspended between Tennessee and Atlanta for like 5 or 6 hours at least that I noticed. So he's not the only one that was flying and going. Pause mode is good. So I'm in contact with Anchorage, which is good.
Speaking of contact.
Speaking of contact.
Yeah, I never talked to anybody. We'll go. I knew I was forgetting to do something.
Well, I have to, or they cancel the IFR, and then I got to fly like you.
I really don't have to talk to anybody, to be honest. So.
No. No, we're not sending anything to you, Draco, and then having there be a handling fee. Because you'll probably drop it. Ha 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 ha. But a third of all donations goes to the make sure Zig has enough quote unquote coffee for his beer glass for streams. If we also help get him enough, then you know, maybe he'll be motivated enough to finish the basement, and then we can get him for a longer stream on the weekend. Oh no! Hello, Mr. BP.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, BP.
How are you doing?
I'm breathing.
You're breathing. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So I see you're still flying this this 50-inch monitor, huh?
Yeah. I mean, what's wrong with that plane? Really?
Nothing. I don't know. I just spent 7 hours 35 minutes flying the Blue Ribbon, the A318 from JFK back to London City.
Okay.
It was all right. That was a good flight.
That's good. So this is one for the stream. This is one of the other monkeys. This is Bipolar Prophet, and
now I'm one of the other monkeys.
The main monkey. Get it right, MoonDog, or he'll have you removed from your leadership position.
Yeah, that's true. This is lead monkey one.
Have you taken over? Is that what you've done? I haven't been around in a while.
No.
Are you the boss now?
You deemed him the leader of the Monkey Show night shift. So
hey, that's on you guys. You guys vote your own president. I don't give a damn. I don't lead shit. I'm just there. Oh.
BP's our main monkey, though. He started the whole Monkey Show.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And yeah, all royalties go back to him. But yeah, right. He's also our resident. He's our resident VA British Airways pilot. So if we need any questions on how to crash a 747, I mean fly a 747.
Well, I had a milestone tonight.
Yeah.
Well, years makes no difference. A milestone. Yeah, 12,998 hours. So,
hours? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Hours. Holy cow.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So if I do something tomorrow, I will officially break 13,000 hours. Hey, Draco. How's it going? Oh.
I don't have the super chat set up as of yet, Bassmaster. One step at a time. I'm slowly working up to it. And you got highs from all sorts of people there, BP.
somebody's trying to give you money and you don't have any way to take it. You can
No.
just. I tell you what, click on my name, right? I have it all set up. I have Super Chat, I have Patreon, I have everything. You can just send it there. I'll make sure he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
I
Thanks, people.
don't even know what Super Chat is. Is that a YouTube thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a way for people to donate. Like the idea is that. Hold on, I got to catch my breath for this one. The idea is that you set it up and then you give them you give them an emote. Like on mine, it's the monkey.
Oh, okay.
You know, stuff that way when they use it, when they super chat, they can use that, and you can have super chat only.
I see.
Chats and stuff. It's a way to make money. You know what I mean? Google's gonna take 70% of it anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But a regular donate is probably the best way to go if you guys want to donate, and you should donate. You know, this is this particularly, farm sim, whatever, right? But this is expensive. This is an expensive hobby. So,
yeah, we've already gotten ORBX. We've got ORBX vectors.
Good.
We've got
Good thing Mrs. Iggs is asleep.
Yeah.
EP.
Active Sky. We've got.
You got vector? You got
Yeah.
vector?
Yeah, we got.
It's on
vector.
sale. It's on sale right now.
You know what? That's just one more thing running underneath, though, that I just never felt I needed. I've never had vector. I've got global, obviously, and I've got a lot of the English and European, VFR stuff. But I never felt the need for vector because, realistically, when are you ever going to see it,
No.
I mean,
Well-
whatever. If you like it and it runs, then by all means,
But then again, you also have to realize we're not 747 drivers. Sometimes we're flying little Duke and C-47s and we don't get over 10,000 feet. And
Yeah.
then you have someone like me who decides, oh, we're going to fly at 10,000. Nah, we're going to go down to 3 and we're going to fly through the mountains.
Yeah.
So when
And
I
then
decide to do that, that's when I want it to look nice.
Like the only reason I ever got the ORBX Europe and ORBX England is for when I take off and when I land, because the only time I can really see it. But it is nice coming into UK 2000 Heathrow Extreme and have the right scenery around the edges of it and everything. It's cool. It's immersiveness, right? It's like I talked about in that video I just made. It's all about immersiveness. The more immersed you can get in the sim, the better it is.
And it's 40% off right now.
Well, there you go. One of you needs to buy. Just buy a real damn plane. Zig already has one, but
Yeah, I do. I have one.
Oh. Well, me and Roy are going to do some shared cockpit in the A320.
Are you?
Yeah, we're gonna. I would assume that his version and my version will talk to each other. He has the Steam version, and I have the box version, not Steam version. None of my planes are Steam version specific, because I've had them most for a long time. But I believe we should be able to do shared cockpit, so that'll be interesting. I so want to get Farmer Dad into the cockpit with me too. I just do.
Yeah, well, we do. He's got it, so we need to get him doing something.
Absolutely. I mean, just push a button. You know what I mean? Who cares? Just have fun. I enjoy it. The longer the flight, the better I like it. Those short flights, I can't do. I just can't. I don't get into them. I had to do a reposition today for a guy because he didn't have time to do it, and it was a reposition from Manchester to Gatwick, and it took 22 minutes. I was like, I didn't even turn anything on. 22 minutes. Well, I took off and landed.
Well, they're harassing you about J3 flying and C-172s and.
Listen,
Can you actually think of flying anything that slow? I mean,
I really, what it is that I just don't enjoy it. I've been doing the big birds for so long, and I just don't enjoy it. Like even when I get into my the Airbus rotations, because obviously there is no good Airbus A380 out, so I don't fly the A380, and there's no good A350 out yet, So the biggest Airbus you're going to fly is an A321, and even that's they're just the routes aren't long enough. I just don't. They're all right. I mean, but it's a month that I just kind of go, all right, let's just get through it and get back to the Boeings.
Yeah. Well, they want to maybe, and I'll suggest it, do some shared cockpit in a hot air balloon with you.
Hot air balloon. Yeah, because that would work great in FSX. FSX can barely keep a regular plane in the sky. Never mind it. a hot air balloon. So where are we going here? So we're going to Anchorage?
Anchorage, yep.
Oh, very nice.
We're getting close to completing our world tour.
Yeah. Now you can do some actual flying.
Well, we've gotten into
Do you know-
AVA. We're doing some.
You know how long it's been since I've flown, like, just to fly? Occasionally, it's funny because I'm always the guy who says if it ain't fun, don't do it, right? And there are times in the last 13,000 hours of flying for BA that it has felt like that's my job. You know what I mean? Like, I might as well go put on a uniform and,
yeah.
you know, but I don't know. It's been so long since I've just jumped in a plane to fly it, but I'm going to do it because I got the 787 and I got to learn how to fly it. I'll probably do the online type rating with the British Airways, but I want to learn how to fly it first. So I might just, I don't know, fly it to China or something just for the hell of it.
Miles Hannah, loving some DC-3 hops around South America. Killishin, even in dear old FS 2004.
Listen, FS 2004 is the business. There was a lot of guys still that I know that only fly on 2004. It is the business. It is the daddy of all this. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. And if I could get it, I'd fly on it. It was the best one, I think. Up until P3D. But DC-3s, yeah, everybody has their own plane. You like to hand crank all that shit yourself. Stick your arms out the window and flap. I guess that's cool. Me and Scuderia were having a talk about that the other day. Somebody was giving him, he was flying a Twin Otter. I didn't even know Flybe had Twin Otters. I had to look it up. So anyway, he was flying a Twin Otter somewhere in off the coast of Spain, one of the little islands or whatever. And I was giving him crap about it, and another guy came on, and he's like, "Oh, he says, at least these you have to actually fly, not like the big computer." So of course I posted the picture of my 747. I'm like, "That's a big sexy computer right there."
Yeah. Well,
you still got to take off. You still got to land.
Yeah, and they don't handle as easily. You can't just crank it to the left and go, "Oh, it'll turn to the left." You got to plan 4 miles in ahead that you want to.
35 meters of wingspan. You're not gonna that thing isn't gonna, I mean, they're very responsive, don't get it. 747 when it's light, they're a dream to fly. When they're heavy, they're a little bit tricky. The good thing about a big plane that you don't get in like when you come into weather with a small plane, you feel everything. With a big plane, the weather's got to be pretty bad.
Yeah, well, we've been bounced around in this. What PC you rocking for those frames?
Don't get him talking about his PC. Jesus Christ!
I just got the i7 going, and it's in the 1070 video card. That's the most important parts with it.
Because we gave him crap endlessly about that. So.
And I still have the Wi-Fi internet connection and the lowest ping rate, so I don't want to hear it.
Killing me. I'm surprised Active Sky works with you. Come up with it in a while and say, I don't know what's going on.
I'll be right back.
All right.
The temperature here in Alaska?
It was like 3 degrees when we took off, Celsius. Let's see, where are we at? Negative 43 Celsius at 21.5.
Yeah.
So. And I don't need to be going that fast. I wanted to bump it up some, not to overstress. Get this far and then break the plane in half. That'd be good.
The weather coming out of the weather here in real life is crazy. And of course I fly with real weather, right? Like everybody.
Yeah.
And so the weather at my house in real life is nuts. The weather coming out of JFK there were SIGMETs everywhere. I'm like, I couldn't divert. I couldn't change my route. The turbulence band was halfway across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm like, well, got to fly through it. Everybody keeps their seatbelts on and that A318 only holds 30 people, right? It's sort of the executive BA transport. Seats cost like 22,000 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
And these guys are not used to being belted in. This is all story going through your head, right?
Yeah.
Like you're staying belted in until we get, past this. It was halfway through the trip, 3.5 hours before I could turn them loose.
Turn them loose, yeah. Well, the DC-10 that we flew out of Japan headed to Attu Station. 1, we weren't controlling it very well, and then 2, it just a couple of times it was just rocking up and down, going up 2,500 feet per minute, going down 700 feet per minute, and it wasn't the turbulence, it was some of us not knowing the plane very well, so it was entertaining. And then all of a sudden I had it go into a stall, and I'm face down. I mean, I'm quite literally 70 degrees down, and it's like, it's a good thing these guys are. And Draco, I'm not responding to that freaking Hamster Co. internet service. No, that's not what I got.
As long as what is it? The trains and the sun. As long as there's no trains and no sun, your internet works just great.
And actually, I got that. It's not, the trains are not the issue anymore. No, it was bandwidth, and we've got it fixed. There's no issues.
This is Miles. This is FSX Steam Edition, right? You're still on Steam Edition.
Yeah.
I'd say it doesn't look like P3D because I'm not getting all the reflections and sexy shit. Oh. I just won't. I won't. I can't. P3D is too damn expensive. It's not even a case of buying the sim. Okay, $300, and if I ever want to make a video of it, you know, God forbid Lockheed Martin knocks on my door, because they will. But it's the stuff that I have that I know isn't compatible with V4. I can't spend $2,000 on all my add-ons again. I just can't do it.
Well, that was mentioned because I've got the Windows updates messing with mine, where it's sometimes like the flight tab and the flight in the world, and it'll go along, and then all of a sudden it'll be fine, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. It's like an inoperative function. I'm like, what do you mean it's inoperative? I used it 10 minutes ago. And then
and you'll get the unable to create child window whenever you try to like that one. Okay, so this is what you do. Oh, you probably already know this. This is what I did, and it worked, and it's been working for the last 2 days because I was pissed. And the reason it doesn't work is because Windows has now phased out 32-bit interface updates. They're not doing it. They don't care. They've said, we're not interested in 32-bit. Nobody uses it. We don't care. Well, of course, only the 20-something thousand people that play this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So what I did was I went in and ran it on Windows compatibility mode. Windows 7, and it's been okay. I've been able to open up GSX. I've been able to open up, you know, Active Sky through the interface and all that. So it's been working. It does crash sometimes when I try to close it, but I don't care. As long as I filed my PREP, I don't give a shit what happens after when I close the game. If it crashes,
right?
You know what I mean? As long as I've landed the plane, parked up, and filed my PREP, I don't care. Well, some of us are thinking about getting P3. Did you suddenly get rich, Draco? Did I miss something?
No, he hasn't, but that's the thought. It's either stick with this or go
there.
To
get rich.
But no, I had that earlier. I was flying the PIREP for the VA that we're with, and going down to Florida. I paused it halfway, come back, and I'm running, and I had that air come up. Okay, fine, just land, because it'll do that. Don't do anything stupid. I went and said hi to the wife, came back. ATC had been on and said, "Oh, your IFR is canceled."
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So I go to do it. I can't even resubmit it. So now I'm hand flying it in and VOR, and which is fine. I can do that, but it's like,
You can pause in your VA.
Yeah.
For how long?
I did it for 6 hours, 7 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what my pause allowance is? 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Just enough time to pee.
I don't even do that. No, I just get up. I just I don't pause shit. 6 minutes. You guys can pause for. Wow, that's.
Well, it's not British Airways VA.
Yeah, it's not British Airways. It's not that official.
That's you know, and again, it's you'd fly however you want to fly. You know what I mean? But I've never, like I've never. Well, actually, I've only ever flown for BA. So, kind of once you get there, it's like, where else do you go?
Right.
I will say this, boys, we're recruiting though. We're hiring. You guys are welcome to come on over. It's one flight every 30 days. It's not quite as intimidating as everybody makes it out to be.
Well, that's what this is also, and that's fine. You know, and they'll allow you to do another one as long as you're respectful between the two. It said that in there in the handbook. So, like
we have they instituted a safety plan about 3 years ago now, where you could at BA you can't fly more than 150 hours a week. I mean, you can fly as much as you want, but if you try to submit a PREP after 150 hours, it'll be declined. You won't be able to submit it. To get you to not to do other things. Because what happens is everybody tries to dash from junior first officer to captain as quick as possible because everybody wants to fly the big birds, right? It's not healthy. You're not learning anything. You know what I mean? You're not learning how to fly. You're just flying, and you're not paying attention to what you're doing. So they instituted that policy, which is great. You know, it would have sucked for me back in the day when I was doing, 15 hours a day, 6 days a week. But
yeah,
no, that's
they actually have a an automatic pause that pops on at 50 miles out from when you take off.
Really?
And then, as the guy Joe was saying, he doesn't know how long it stays. I had to go deal with my dad today, so I actually fell asleep last night, paused it. It was paused for since about 4 a.m. until 7 when I got home. So how many?
That's built into the ACARs? That's
Yeah.
built into your... Yeah. I never heard of that.
And who just subbed? I saw it run across there and I missed it. Thank you very much for subbing. Who was that? I can pull that up on
why
the
does it
dashboard.
pause automatically? What, to get you to...
JetBlue, thank you very much.
Subscribe
I
to
don't-
that
I don't know what the
Subscribe
purpose
by
of the
Polar
pause
Pause.
is.
Just
That's weird. I could see maybe at top of descent or whatever to make sure you're ready and you're there and you're sitting in a plane or whatever, but I've never seen anybody fly. Like BA, like Phoenix, our client, right, goes off every hour because you have to file a PREP every hour. And it reminds you to stand up. Like, I swear to God, they're going to put in some kind of system that it's going to give you like exercise instructions because they're all about that, right? They're all about it. The new safety plan that's coming out first of the year, it's 62 pages somebody wrote of what you should do while you're flying these long haul flights so that you A, don't go blind, and B, don't get blood clots. Okay.
So, when if you start out with British Airways, how does that work? What do you start out flying? How does that?
So
what's the advancement procedure?
The idea is
progress.
Like everything else, you start off as a junior first officer, right? As a junior first officer, you can fly the Airbus fleet, basically. So the A320 and the A321, the A318, and there's only one A318 in the BA fleet anyway, and that's the super exec that goes from JFK to London City. So you can basically fly the Airbus fleet. You can also fly. There's a lot of stuff in the classic fleet that junior first officers can fly. We have a classic fleet, DH6s and the old BAEs and stuff like that. So basically what you do is you do your 50 hours as a junior first officer flying the Airbus, right? Between like Heathrow and Amsterdam or whatever. There's a lot of routes. There's thousands of routes. And then you get up into the into the regular first officer where it opens up a little bit. Now you can fly the A319. You can fly the 738, the 737-800, and of course, the only place that flies with BA now is down in South Africa under the Comair banner. But those are great flights. So you do that for 50 hours, right? You keep flying the Airbuses. You build up your skills. Maybe you work on some VATSIM, ratings or whatever. You get sort of ingrained in the community. You do a couple flights with me because I'd be one of your check ride guys. I'd request one of you guys. You know what I mean? No, I want him. You don't have to do check rides, I should point out, too. They've changed that over the years. You don't have to do check rides anymore. There's no requirement to do check rides. But if you want to, it's kind of a cool thing to do. And then, so you do that for, another 50 hours. You get to 100 hours, you're a captain. You can fly anything in a fleet, except for the Concorde. The Concorde is reserved for senior captains. I would love to fly the Concorde, but there's no way I can fly it with any level of skill. That's a multi-crew environment. You know what I mean? There's so many knobs, buttons, dials. You know what I mean? So
pilot, co-pilot, engineer, and a backup guy just in case.
Yeah, safety pilot. Yeah, there's four pilots in a Concorde. So it's BA is a very rewarding experience because it's exactly true to real life. You're flying what BA flies, when they fly it, how they fly it, and where they fly it. And it's very cool. Now, you don't have a lot of the options that some of the other, the more, unreal life VAs do, where you can fly whatever you want, wherever you want. And it's all just hours. This is all based on, and this is what BAVs always prided themselves on. It's all based on real BA operations. And there's people that fly for BA that are part of this. So if you ever had a question, You know what I mean? Like, well, like, say, what do I do if? Put it in the forum or look it up in the forum, because BAV's been around forever, so somebody's probably asked that question. You know, you'll be able to find the answer. There's training, you know, the guy like me training captains and, you know, training senior captains and safety pilots and, you know, coordinators and all that other stuff. The routes are great. The routes change as VA, you know, updates their routes. The kind of the shitty thing is that if VA gets rid of a plane that you really like to fly, well, you're flying it in a charter. Oh, you fly it a charter. You know what I mean? Okay. You don't fly it real world anymore. You fly it in a charter. Like, I like flying the 737. I love it. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, the only place they fly it is under the Comair tag in South Africa. So, you know, you go down there once in a while, you fly the 737.
Thank you, Draco, for posting that. That's the link to the Mac Air Virtual Air that he put in there.
Oh, you know what? I think I actually have heard of them.
BP, our resident British Airway VA pilot.
I'm not allowed to do that, but just search British Airways Virtual.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying. You will pimp it out because you fly for them. I'm not stopping it. That's cool.
I've flown for them for a long time. My thing is this: is when it comes to flying, fly however you want. You know what I mean? Fly whatever you want. Fly for whoever you want. If you don't want to fly for anybody, don't. You know, I don't care. I have had nothing but a positive experience in over 10 years of flying with VA, and I'm, you know what I mean? I've always looked at. It's kind of hard to not look at it like they're the top dog, right? I tell you who's another really good one. Who's a really, really good VA is Delta Virtual Airlines, or is it Delta Airlines Virtual? There's two. I don't know. You'd have to Google search it. They are very good too, because they're a Sky Team and a One World company. You can get all kinds of code shares. BA doesn't do code shares, but you can get all kinds of code shares. So you could go fly pretty much whatever you want for whatever other operators in the Sky Team. And there's a Air France and, you know, KLM, and I mean, there's 100 of them. You know, China, Singapore, I think just joined, or Singapore Airlines, I'm sorry, and China Southern just joined the Sky Team. So if you want to go fly their brand new 787s, you know.
Shut up and take a breath for a second, Miles. No, this isn't on the VA, actually. This is just us flying around the world, but we do plan on having some of the VA flights on our stream.
And hey, Spain Brothers, welcome from Kenya, tuning all the way in across the globe. And My Car Life, welcome to the stream.
Wow, you guys are getting all kinds of popular, huh?
We chose to be...
fly the right flyers all
Oh, there's Dan. Yeah. We kind of picked the VA that we picked because they have a historical division, and, you know, like, we like to fly those old planes. So they have that, and they have the open division where you can pretty much fly what you want when you want. But then they also have a professional division that's pretty strict. You have to do written tests and check rides, and if you're into that sort of thing, yeah, you basically have to start off in a Cessna.
Yeah. Well, you know, BA got away from that because as the sort of popularity of flight sim in general sort of waned over the years, they were having a hard time keeping at their quota of, you know, pilots, and we're not anywhere near it now. We'll never get it there again.
No problem there, Miles.
But
that's what we're here for.
So they said, you know, all right, we're not going to make you do check rides. We're not going to make you take written exams anymore. I think you kind of miss something if you don't, though, because if you're doing flight sim for anything other than just looking out the window, and if that's why you do it, that's great too.
Yeah.
But if you actually want to learn how to emulate real world operations, that stuff is, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, when are you guys going to start using VATSIM?
Well, you know, MoonDog and I were talking about. I was talking before we did the stream. I was talking about to MoonDog. I was like asking him if the whole professional division interested him at all. You know, with having to do the tests and the, you know, kind of start from ground zero and actually really learn how to fly. Because it kind of interests me in some degrees, but I don't know if I'm ready for that yet or up for that challenge.
I think you're ready. You know, Zig, in all honesty, in all reality, I've been flying a long time, guys. If you know what I mean? I may not know anything about these, you know, crank and pedal jobs you guys use, but I still know how to fly. I still know how to, you know, talk on VATSIM and stuff. I'd be more than happy to help you out. VATSIM is a lot of fun. You know what I mean? I know now when you guys fly, like up here, you're not gonna. Nobody in Alaska is gonna be. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get any ATC up here. But if you fly into any of the big places, you know, especially in Europe, I could pretty much guarantee 80% coverage in VATSIM 24 hours a day somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
I've had VATSIM in the weirdest places. VATSIM in South Africa, which has blown my mind. Like I just loaded up VATSIM out of habit, and I'm flying, and all of a sudden, I see bink, you know, up in the corner when the VATSPY thing pops up, and it's, you know, online Kenya or not Kenya. Whatever that little. I'm sorry, the person from Kenya. I'm not trying to insult your beautiful country. I just don't know the name of it. It's one of the little countries anyway, between like, you know, the middle of Africa and South. And I'm like, crap. Like I'm not prepared at all. Like okay, let me find out where I am so I can tell him what I'm, you know. And it was great. You know, the first time it's ever happened. But you never know where you're gonna, you know. And the cool thing is that it's not so tight as. That it's not pilot edge, right? It's not so tight as that if you screw up, they're probably just gonna laugh at you. You know what I mean? And everybody who's flying is gonna laugh at you if they can hear you. You know.
And
I'm gonna
it's
laugh
not,
at you.
and it's not like we've not been laughed at before. I mean, if
Right.
we really want to be laughed at, we just come onto the monkey show and let you guys harass us nonstop, which is.
I was
going
gonna
to
say, what's the whole point of the monkey show, right? If we're not laughing at each other, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
My Car Life, I don't have any idea why your FMC wouldn't show SIDS and stars anymore in FSX. That might be specific to...
what plane are you flying?
Yeah. What plane are you flying? BP might be able to help.
Oh, God, here we go.
Yeah. Technical support. BP, the Monkey Show tech support.
Yeah. $225 an hour. Donation link will be it.
Well, and let's be honest, when we're not playing games and horsing around, when we're just sitting on Discord, what are we doing? We're freaking dissecting
we're doing this.
whatever.
Oh, we
have
spend
playing, and
way more times talking about games than we spend playing them. Yeah.
so who knows? We might actually know the answer to something.
Actually, one of the younger guys that hangs out with us, he hasn't been around in a little bit here on the night shift, has been egging us on to get on VATSIM. He flies on VATSIM.
It's a lot of fun, you know, and you obviously, you know what though, Draco, you wouldn't have that issue. You'd think you would, but you wouldn't. And the thing about VATSIM is that everybody who control, like, it's one thing on our end, on the pilot end. It's another thing on the controller end. You think, like, you may take your flight completely serious, right? You've never met anybody who's going to take it more seriously than a VATSIM controller. These guys, and there are some legendary VATSIM controllers out there, like Squawk Mode Charlie. He is the guy I love flying over. I talked to him tonight.
Hold on a second there. Hello, Logish, and thank you for subscribing. Go ahead. So he's
flying the Quality Wing 757 and EJS version 2.
Okay.
Is that the new one, the Quality Wing 757?
No, well, that's the one.
That's a 787.
Yeah, the 787 is the brand new one. The 757 has been around forever. Which one is it?
Yeah,
is it the freemium or is it the real one? Well, he figures
because we have the premium. That's what we. Well, I don't. I just crash it. MoonDog can fly it. I just crash it.
I'll just load up. I have the other one. I could just load it up. You hold on. I'll be right back.
Hey, now we can get a word in edgewise.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, welcome from Dubai. Tuning in, Chris Johnson.
Good morning,
Chris is on. I did a fuel check. We're all good on this one, Chris. We're all good.
Yeah, we're halfway through the tank. We have plenty.
Yeah, I got a full tank on this one, and I don't have to worry about transferring any. This isn't the Basler. I don't know what happened. Still haven't figured out why that wouldn't transfer like that.
VATSIM is fun to fly at 1900 with the Bravo at 2000. Yeah, okay. So yeah, good to hear our resident BP pop in.
Yeah.
He's always full of wonderful information, and we don't try and lose our.
I'll be right back.
Our chat and our stream to BP, but he's got that attitude that, you know, everything's his, and we love him for it.
Am I talking too much? I'll shut up.
No, you're not talking too much. You're talking as if you're BP, and that's.
It's all about me, man. I'm the center of the show wherever I go. Oh.
It happens, and to be honest, I'm just, truthfully, I'm pleasant to hear your voice. So thanks for stopping in.
stopping it. Like I'm going somewhere. Am I leaving? Are you throwing me out?
No, I'm not throwing it out yet. But when the party's over, you got to go.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. And that's not until at least after the ashes have cooled once we've crashed.
They fly us all the way to the scene of the crash most nights.
Well, most nights. I mean, it's a pretty plane. It's not a 747. It's not a 77.
No, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, the thing is too is easy. If you spend, it's just like me. You know, the reason I fly the 747 so much. Well, because it's really although it's not going to be forever, but it is the flagship of the BA fleet, right?
Yeah.
So you want to fly it. Plus, that's a $139 plane. I'm getting my money's worth out of it. So.
And I get that because, to be honest, the planes that I really do enjoy flying, I really enjoy the Beechcraft. I really enjoyed this one, and I really enjoy. I'm trying to figure out if I'm liking a couple of the other ones that I have, but I still like the C-47 that we fly.
You know what you would like?
The two that I paid the most for, I fly the most, and that's this one and the King Air. And the King Air is actually more in depth than this one.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I mean, I have a lot of planes. You know, I just spent money I didn't have to buy the 787 because it's going to be a big thing in BA before too much longer.
Yeah.
And I got to learn how to fly. Now, it's a Boeing, so, you know, there's a lot of similarities. You know what I mean? I'm type rated on you know, almost all the Boeing planes. So, yes, I can get in it. I can physically fly it. You know what I mean? But the system, I got to get used to.
You got to check up to the newer way that they run the system.
There's all kinds of new avionics in the 7.8 that I'm not really familiar with everything. But
which is that a PMDG?
No, it's quality wing.
It is a quality wing one.
Oh,
okay.
It's fantastic. It's so good. It's so good. It's so. You talk about. It's a good thing you have a new computer, MoonDog, if you're ever interested in flying that plane. Let me just put it that way, because that thing's got some stuff going on.
Well, let's put it out there. I definitely could, and I probably would enjoy a shared cockpit with that one.
I don't know if you could do. Oh, you could do shared cockpit with that. Oh, you know, speaking of FS Join, right? You guys are on FS Join, right? Are you on that right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So BA is pushing FS Join all of a sudden because I didn't know this until yesterday when I got a NODAM in the middle of my flight on my Phoenix that apparently you can shared cockpit with any plane on any platform in FS Join. I didn't know that.
FS Join FS.
That I don't know.
It is the same thing, right? We are talking about it.
I don't know. This one is called. Hold on. I gotta go read it again.
That's what, because it's FS Cloud and then it's Join FS.
I don't know.
Hey, 77 Coltrane, welcome to the stream.
I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it for the simple fact that I'm like, man.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Get that off my screen. It ruins my immersion because that's what I'm all about.
So this is make sure there's nothing in here I can't read out. No, there isn't. Okay. Join FS. As many of you know, the flight training team, we run VATSIM flying training. Right, we know that. Following a period of testing, we are moving to a new piece of software called Join FS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Join FS is a utility that, among other things, permits cross-platform shared cockpit operations. Wow.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? That means this is a wonderful thing to throw Davith in the side seat, you know, passenger seat of something like this. So press that button, Davith.
Let him just there. Well, the thing is so it's cross-platform shared cockpit operations. In our case, this would, for example, enable a student with P3D to join a session with an instructor on FSX, or vice versa. Wow.
I'm not sure how that would work. We haven't used it in that manner.
Well, let's go find out. Let's go to Join FS and see what they have to say.
Hey, Chris, the departure was perfectly okay from the platformed airport. Had no problem with that. And my car life, I do not use Navigraph. BP does, I believe.
I do.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't fly without it. I would not fly without Navigraph. No way. No way. Not
Thank you
FSX.
for subscribing there, Andrew Jaskis. Andrew, I don't pronounce names at all well. You're lucky I got Andrew correct.
He's no worse than me.
Yeah.
777. We're talking about sim sessions with an instructor. With some VAs, you have to do a check flight to pass your rating to move on to a next classification.
Okay, so according to this,
BP, it is damn good to hear your voice, man.
Hey,
Hey,
right,
Travis.
What's going on, Travis?
Well, we had
I
a
figured
party
you had
going on here
the flight master in here. You might even get the flight idiot in here too. So.
Wait a minute, I'm the only idiot allowed here.
In this quiet little two-man show that we thought we were going to have tonight is now
Is Draco sick?
Is all the monkeys plus a banana or two, you know.
That's
so.
right.
BP would have to confirm 777, but are you a training pilot, BP?
I am.
or
Yeah,
BA?
yeah. Yes, I am. I'm a coordinator, a senior training captain, and a safety.
So in some situations with some VAs, it might actually be about having a check flight with a training person.
Yep. The way we used to do it was we would do it over TeamSpeak, right? And we would use our ACARs. There's two different versions of the Phoenix client. One is the one that everybody uses, and then there's a training version that gives you a little bit more information. Now, I wasn't physically in the plane with them, but I was on TeamSpeak with them. We talked to them. They would tell me what they were doing. I'd be watching the ACARs monitor to see, where the flaps were and where the thrust settings were and all that shit.
Right.
I tell you what, there were some long days of doing, because every cadet or every junior first officer, if you're gonna virtual type rate, has to do 5 touch and go landings in circuit training, right? And then a full stop landing, and oh man, we need to do 6 of those for 6 people, and you're just sitting there going, "Did you land yet?" Yeah, you did. Good job.
Piggy boy, this is FSX on Steam. We also Draco and I. Zig and I both have ORBX and vectors in the background running with Rex 4. I think that catches up all that with that. And yes, Darko, most of the time I get your name correct.
Darko. So apparently, according to this, just to put a period on the Joint FS thing, apparently every plane can be shared cockpit with this. I don't know how that works.
I don't either, but we need to figure that shit out.
That's cool. Yeah, I may actually have to download that now. Well, I'm going to have to if I'm going to continue to be I haven't trained in a long time, but because I keep kind of pushing it back. Like, yeah, no, I'm good. Because the rotations will come up and it'll be like, touch and go on this. No, not interested. Not interested. Oh, I'm not going to sit there for 7 hours and bounce up and down.
If you're actually in the cockpit, though, or able to see it
it might be more
joint,
exciting.
it might be more interesting than sitting there watching numbers scroll across.
Yeah.
On the in the ACARs that you're using.
And in that system we use is not the best. It's okay. Like, it gives you the like sort of minimum information you need to tell these guys that they passed or failed, but you can't tell if they're lined up center over the runway, stuff like that.
Right.
Little stuff that would increase the immersiveness of the experience.
Right.
Piggy boy. My 1080 Ti 87K struggles with X-plane wall. Well, this is what, if you're watching mine, Zig has the same sort of views and plane going on, and he's got his little i3 Alienware running this also. So as far as optimized and all that, I can't say, but I sort of do enjoy not having to have most issues with FSX.
Yeah, you enjoy not having to worry about it anymore. Go ahead, rub it in, MoonDog. It's all right.
Would you enjoy turning on your seatbelts so your passengers aren't smashing their head against the ceiling and you downdraft?
It's actually still on.
777. We're flying at 215 just to take in some of the scenery, and it's not a very long flight. So.
And all those lovely clouds.
Well, there is a lot of clouds now. Yeah, we did have some mountains and oceans and. Now we're just getting beat up and bounced around a little bit.
Europe has been just solid friggin' blanket all week. Everywhere I fly, I can't see. As soon as you get off the ground, as soon as you 2,100, 2,000 feet in the ground, off the ground, can't see nothing.
Oh, that started when we were in Japan. We were trying to come in. It's like, where's the ground? Where's the ground? You're at like 1,800 feet above, and it's like, oh, there it is. I better pull up. You know, so
Probably
we've been dealing with that.
How you want to do that, right?
No.
It's not really a stable approach. If you're not visual by your minimums, then you need to go down and try again or go somewhere else.
No, but I'm saying that's 1,800 feet above you, and you're on the approach.
Yeah,
you're okay. But I'm just saying, you're trying to also visually catch it, and you go, still can't see it. I hope this ILS is working correctly.
That's what you want to hear your pilot say. Geez, I hope this works.
That's another one for the book.
Like my first auto land with the Airbus when I did it on the stream, and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. My hand cramped. I was clenched on the joystick so hard coming down because I'm like, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have about 9 feet to straighten it out and take off again. It scared the shit out of me.
Oh, when you did the auto land on that one flight?
Because I'd never done it.
Yeah.
I'd never done it. Auto lands are only now. I've done them in the Boeings, and it's a completely different system in a Boeing. And the only time you really ever do it is if you are completely unvisual, and you know what I mean, in weather conditions where you're not going to see the ground until you're at minimums. So then you would get permission to do an auto land, and there's all kinds of shit you got to do it. And of course, the airport, the runway has to be equipped. You have to be equipped. The plane has to.
Yeah.
Now. FSX, every plane will read an ILS. Almost every plane will pretty much touch down, follow the ILS down. Whether it does it correctly, whether it does a full auto land or not, is another story. But
we've
the Airbus
gotten
is
this
auto
thing
land.
to land in that way. Is it actually true to form? I don't know, but I think
this can't be
Draco
a cat.
brought it all the way right onto.
This does it flare and stuff? Does it cut thrust? Is it idle thrust and all that at 20 feet? Does it do all that automatically?
No, I did not notice that.
Yeah, I don't think this is Cat 2 or 3 approved. I don't think it's big enough.
Chris, I have no idea what the turbulence penetration speed is on this aircraft. That just sort of made my head spin.
Why don't you look it up? Why don't you look at your QRH and see what it is there, Pilot Sig?
Well,
you guys are speaking in Greek. I don't know what happened right here.
Turbulence penetration speed. Oh, that's how I got my kids. I don't know.
Is this the same point where we should hear Zig go,
Yeah, right.
She's throws nasty.
Didn't you miss me? Didn't you miss me, Zig?
Well, Pastor Zig has a lot to say to you about all sorts of things. You keep ducking around. He's got all sorts of stories that none of them can be said in this full of a chat now. So
this bullshit ATC.
Well, you know, Moondog, I'm glad to hear Zig, back online, because after the other night, I wasn't sure he'd talk to either one of us anymore.
Oh, well, that's true.
Get Zig off. I tell you, have you ever seen a picture of Zig? He doesn't look like a man you want.
It'll land on all 3 gears? Okay.
Yeah, 3's enough.
Yeah.
3's okay. 3's okay. I landed on 1.5 the other night. I was tired. I was like, fuck it, just put it down. I don't care. Plant it. Well, then I had to file a friggin' anti-mouse form. We have a form. You don't have to do it, but it, again, increases the immersiveness of the experience, right? If you have a rough landing, if you go long, if you go short, if you have, land under reserves or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I've been flying for 11 hours. Do I want to spend another half an hour filling out this form? No, I don't. Fuck it. Don't care. Because we don't track landing rates because it means nothing. Landing rates mean nothing. It's a meaningless stat. You know what I mean? It's absolutely meaningless. Now, yes, you don't want to plant it on the ground at 1,000 feet a minute. You don't want to Ryanair it. You know what I mean? But anything under 300 feet per minute is fully acceptable and does not require you to punch in anything into the maintenance screen. You know what I mean? If you grease it, if you're landing at 40 feet a second, you're floating. Get it on the ground. The runway's there for a reason. The runway's 1.5 miles long in some places for a reason. To use it all, right? Get it on the ground, get the plane slowed down, get vacated, get off the runway so the next plane can do its thing. People who grease them and float them over the runway for half a mile before they touch down at 20 feet, minus 20 feet per minute, annoy the crap out of it. It's not how real pilots do it.
No, I
Just
mean,
hit it
it's
hard, kick them out, go on.
it's to get it down there as safely and as fastly as possible, so that then the plane behind you. Because I caught something on a video or something where there was somewhere a single runway had like, was it 1,000 flights in one day or something like that?
Sure.
And
Sure.
it's like
That's easy.
That's dropping, a plane every couple of seconds almost, it seems like.
Well, they're probably doing simultaneous operations. They got one lining up on
there's
one lining up and one
runway.
off.
No simultaneous. It's all on one.
No,
runway.
but I'm saying they're lining them up on the threshold.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how you do it with those small run. Well, London City. I mean, I flew into London City tonight, and London City was pretty busy. Well, this morning it was technically this morning. Over there, it was pretty busy as I was coming in. Now I'm supposed to be the first in, right? On the long haul overnight, but the turbulence over at JFK slowed me down a lot, so I was about 20 minutes late. And I'm looking at my fuel, and because that flight with an A318, you can't put much fuel in them anyway. You take about 18 tons, somewhere around there, 18,000 kilograms. And I'm looking at my fuel, and I'm like, I'm gonna land with a ton of fuel. My reserves are 0.3. I have to be on the ground with 0.2 of a ton left. Like, please don't put me in the hold. Please don't put me in the hold. And I'm praying that nobody at London City was on, right? But my traffic that I'm running, just the sort of in-game not the in-game traffic, the traffic I'm running, there's all kinds of planes in the sky. And I'm like, fuck it, turning it off. I just want to land. I don't care. Because there was no ATC. So I was like, I just want to land.
Just use the barf bag back there, Chris. It'll be all right. And I'll send a complimentary round of drinks back to the stewardess. Sorry.
Here's a classic example of an airline that is known for its luxury right now. BA used to be known for its luxury. Their new CEO is kind of that's the big talk in the forums over at the VAV, is that everybody's afraid that BA is going to turn into EasyJet. But like Eddie had, right, with those massive A380s, and they have like houses on the top, like, you know what I mean? They like a full apartment up there, right? That is the most luxurious airline in the world right now, and they do everything possible to make your flight as comfortable and as luxurious as possible. They will still put that big, ugly, big ass plane on the ground at 300 feet per minute. Because why? Because an A380 on the ground is costing you tens of thousands of dollars a minute. So
they want it down so that they can get it loaded.
Turn
so
it,
they can get
it back up again. Yep.
777 was asking BP if I was halfway paying attention to what you were talking about and reading chat, if that's the all first class one with British Airways. Does that make sense to what you were talking about?
It is. It's all first. It's the executive transport. It's called the Blue Ribbon. It sort of took over back in the day when the Blue Ribbon route has always been JFK, London JFK route, right? This is the executive transport. It's used for a couple of different reasons. It's used for very rich people, and to transport BA staff between London and JFK.
Yeah,
BA
hello, Rob, and might as well land with no gear. Yeah, that is a zig thing. If any one of us is going to land with no gear.
Now, I haven't done that in a long time with I've crashed plenty, but not without gear in a while.
Can I just point out another thing that may you? Oh, of course, none of you guys have planes that'll work on. I was just going to say, if you ever get into like real planes, FS to crew, just saying that'll stop happening if you use FS to crew, because your first officer will remind you.
Yeah, that
you're down, Captain.
Yeah. Well, actually, with this at ACARS, on any of the flights that he's doing with the ACARS on, it does state out. It does call out for altitude. It'll do call out for V1 and V2, and I think it does for all the altitudes, like 18,010 and like gear.
Which ACARS is it? What's the software?
It's MacCars. Which
but what's the actual software that they're using for there?
Not really sure. I think they might have like a customized one.
Is it made for them? Yeah. Because like Phoenix was written specifically for BA. suits our needs. We don't have any of that stuff. You know, to be honest, that would annoy the piss out of me after a while anyway. Like there'll be times when I'm sitting here, like God, don't let anybody from BA hear this. I fell asleep today. Right? And I'm sitting here and I got the headset on, right? And I'm sitting here and all of a sudden I hear beep. Oh shit. I look down, I'm like, oh crap, it's Phoenix. I'm like, damn, how long have I been asleep? Sound asleep in a chair. The pills they got me on are killing me. I just haven't had the energy. Like I haven't had the, you know, I miss you guys. I want to hang out, but I feel all right tonight. So I said, you know what? I see you guys are streaming. Let me jump on.
Oh, no, we appreciate it. Come in when you're
take over your stream and do what I do.
If you're not feeling well enough to do your own and do all the gaming, you can jump in and steal ours while we're flying. I mean, I'm now concentrating on a landing, so.
Oh, thank God, it's almost over. Okay, cool. As much as I love flying, I fucking hate watching.
And that was BP. He will now be banned from this channel for 10 minutes. Thank you very
much. Oh yeah, this isn't my channel. I think I ban me, but no, you're actually bad. Yeah. No, you know, this is why I don't stream it. This is why I don't make videos of fly, because unless you are really into it, it is boring as F to watch. You know what I mean? You got to have some sort of now, luckily with you guys, I never. But you got to have something going in the background because.
Well, that's kind of why we all do it together, because we just sit around and we just hang out and do what we do, even when we're not streaming it.
Yeah.
Makes it a bit more interesting because we were talking about bathroom remodeling earlier.
Bathroom remodeling. That's what you need to be doing, is remodeling more shit. Is that endless basement project?
It's still going on. We're getting close. Mrs. Zig, I was telling MoonDog and Draco earlier that Mrs. Zig told me I can game 24/7 when I get the basement done.
Right.
I can, like all weekend long, I can hang out again.
I don't ever want to see you again once this basement's done. So hurry up and get it done.
Well, I never quite translated it like that, but maybe that is what she meant.
We need someone to keep Draco in light.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We need someone to keep
I will be back this weekend. And for anybody who knows what's going on with me, obviously the thing that I was supposed to go do didn't happen.
Yeah, I figured as much.
But I will be back this weekend, not Saturday, because I can never play, you know.
Yeah.
TS or ATS online again. But I will be back on Sunday with some farm sim. There will be videos.
Forthcoming, hopefully, because I've seen you playing enough shit. You should.
Yeah. Well,
wait a minute. I'm getting a memory. If you're gonna play it, you might as well record it.
Yeah, but then I have to talk, and sometimes I don't feel like it.
Okay.
I'm like, it would be like this.
Well,
I was playing Planet Coaster a little bit a couple hours ago, and I'm working, just diddling around in Fantasy Island, just filling in bits and looking at stuff. And I'm looking at it, and I'm going. I must have looked at this one wall for 45 minutes and said, "Okay, what are you doing? Because you're not doing anything. Stop playing." I just completely forgot and lost what I was doing. But I miss playing Farm Sim. So with you guys, and I want to come back on Sunday and play Farm Sim. So assuming nothing major happens. Sig, you don't know what's up, right? Did you guys could not on the stream, obviously.
No,
but
you asked, so I haven't. But I've just said that you haven't been feeling well. That's all that anyone needs to know.
No, I have no idea either.
I don't really know.
Yeah, there's a few people that I don't mind telling.
Well,
okay.
I didn't want to broaden the circle without being told, because if
Travis, we'll tell you too. It's all right.
That's cool. Yeah, no, it's whatever, dude.
Keep me in the dark.
Man. Right.
But it's if I get to see you in the spring and stuff like we're.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
The first thing I don't want to hear is, "You fuckers, you spread too much information and get smacked upside the head." Because I don't need that.
I appreciate it, but obviously, the thing is that
runway.
I don't want the whole world to know everything. You know what I mean? That's not the way I am.
No,
right. Well, I asked MoonDog, and he's like, "Well, I don't know," and I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." Well,
Yeah. MoonDog has
I
kept
didn't know. I kind of heard
your
that you weren't
wishes
doing well, and-
well in line.
Yes, I know. MoonDog's done a great job of hiding the fact that I am indeed pregnant.
Wow.
Well, you know, Draco was going for the surgery, but we didn't need everyone to know about the pregnancy beforehand, so you know. And now Draco won't talk to me either, so I got both of them taken care of on the same thing. Got it.
You can 777, but you won't have a live mic on the stream. You need to come hang out with us for a little while, and
Yes.
you know,
You have
but
to pass my
you're
test.
more than welcome to join the Discord. But you know, we'll hang out on the off nights of the stream, and that's just kind of how it is.
Same with mine. Same with the
Yep.
big Discord. We got to get to know you. You got to get to know us. We're not for everybody. You know what I mean? So well,
Exactly.
You
I
gotta
should-
be able to take the abuse.
I should
Yeah.
rephrase that. I'm not for everybody. The fact that I have any friends at all amazes me. But
BP's an acquired taste.
I am. BP in a video and BP live are two completely different things.
That is.
Yeah, that is. That is.
If you think you know BP and can handle them from a video,
Hey, Sickly.
yeah, just realize
If you
that,
don't-
you know,
If
it's not the same.
right, you may want to watch a stream or two.
Yeah.
Well, I always say this. I tell this to people. You know, people say, "Well, you know, what's your deal? What are you all about?" I'm like, "Well, I'm kind of like squid. You're probably going to want to eat it a few different, in a few different ways, you know, before you decide if you like it or not." So, obviously, my
Well,
videos are designed to be, you know, they're not overtly filthy. My streams, on the other hand, I can't always control what's going on in the background. So,
Oh yeah, blame it on me. It's always me in the background.
like Dan, how did Dan get into your? Dan didn't have to play the push to
Well,
talk game
you
over
know,
here. Dan
he's
just
kind
sort of
of a
showed up and did what he wanted. Yeah.
He's
Well-
kind of part of the monkey show,
Yeah,
you know.
been
So
around
he
a
got
long
kind of
time,
he
yep.
snuck in under that.
Listen,
Oh, I
Dan.
was on push to talk for a long time before.
Dan
Dan got grandfathered in.
oh, now this guy's-
now Draco's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we were being
Yeah.
too loud. He couldn't fall. He couldn't stay asleep. So
I couldn't.
Is
I
this
couldn't
my
fall
airport
asleep, and
right
my
here?
fingers were tired of
Holy
typing.
crap!
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like way too high, so I'm like looping
That's not
around
a
before
that's
I
not a
even.
bust though. 260, 260's all right. You can do 260 at 10. 270, 280, then you get in trouble. Then it's 260.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to still drop here and. get
Yeah.
You may
down
want to start slowing down though. Now you're getting down to 5,000 feet.
Yeah, well,
Aviate, navigate, communicate.
and
Do the
tell
last one last.
And tell the guy that's in the back seat that's trying to fly the plane to shut the hell up.
I've already landed this plane a half an hour ago, Moondog. I don't know. I'm just waiting for you now.
You know what I found out about being in chat? While it's fun to harass MoonDog in chat, it's a lot more fun to do it by voice because then you
Yeah, I'm
can't ignore
telling
it.
you. No kidding, right?
Absolutely.
Why do you think BP shows up just to do that? You know.
Well, I'm wondering when you're going to be visual on this run. Where is this
Well,
run?
I'm
From last
about 4,000 feet too high, so I went backwards out
too low.
over,
All right.
and
Okay.
we'll come back around.
He'll be visual about 3 feet after he hits it.
Right after the fireball, you'll see him
Right.
running
You
around
know,
trying to get.
Everyone gets all like this with it, and you know what? Just doesn't
Moondog,
bother me
listen.
anymore.
You know what's funny? All you guys, and you know this. Moondog is of all of you does the best landings, and you
Yes,
know
he
that.
does.
I'm not denying that. But then again, it's easy to land a plane when it has no passengers in it because they've all been blown out the door.
You guys are like, it's like you get the 500-foot call out, you get 500, 400, 300, bam.
Wind shear.
Sync rate.
Well, I might get.
That's all
something
coming
like
out of
that.
MoonDog's plane.
Traffic.
Beep, 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 beep.
Which is Morse code for we're all really.
You know, to do this right it's a skill. It's like anything else. You have to practice it. You know what I mean? The more you do it, the better you get at it. Or, you know, And it's, you know, who cares? You plant it. Nobody died. The plane didn't break in. You know, nobody cares, right?
No.
Whatever. Did you have fun doing it? Good, right? Oh,
I've had a complete blast tonight, and on top of it, I was showing my dad pictures of the planes because I told him I've been flying sims and stuff like that in this plane, and to be oh yeah, shush up. Now we're going to get this glide slope warning. Yeah, I know.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
We'll turn
Andrew, clearly you have not ridden on Zig Airways. We don't pull up. We just dive it right in and plant it on the ground.
Pull up, we just pull out.
You're new here. This isn't how it works.
what is it? What is the name of your airline, Zig? No Go Arounds Airways?
Yeah, pretty much. That's my middle name. Zig, no go around Zaggy.
We don't go around, we just pull out.
Oh, the other night I was so tempted. I was coming in bad. I had a wicked wind coming in right above minimums. And I was so tempted to just park it, right? I was like, nobody's going to die. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to yell at you. But just have it. Hit the toga button. Off we go. Go around. Come back around. Try to get it again. I was like, all I got to do is just park it.
So, MoonDog, Papa Crash wants to know if any of us fly in virtual reality.
We don't even fly in real reality.
Rest assured, if any of us flew in virtual reality, except for BP, we would all throw up by halfway through the stream with all the turbulence we have.
Yeah, no.
And the only reason why BP wouldn't is because his planes fly so damn high, you don't even know that there is turbulence.
Yeah, I know. It's the warning that we're close to the glide slope. You guys are going to get annoyed with that, and so you're not hearing it twice. I've actually turned down the sound on my monitor so that it's not coming through twice. But just think, you guys are going to get it from my stream, and then we're going to get it from Zig's stream because he's going to do the same thing. Oh no, wait a minute, he's ahead of me.
I'm getting ready to put it right down right here.
We're too old for virtual reality.
I see the chat moving, but I'm not even looking at it. Just so you guys know.
Land a plan.
I'm zoned in.
Here comes
for whatever that's worth.
1,000. Bam. Down. Cut it.
Well, Chris, you laugh about him crossing runways, but you'd be surprised how many times we've landed, and it's given us one ILS, and then it says at the last second, now switch over to your, switch to like runway left, 2-3 left or something.
Right. Well, the wind conditions change. You got to change runways. That's part of the deal. Yeah, you know what the thing about VR? Well, like for me personally, I mean, I'm almost 50 years old, so VR, whatever, right? But the second thing is, I can't even, like, I got a 60-inch 3D TV that cost a shit ton of money, and I can't use it because I put on the 3D glasses, I want to throw up. So VR, I know, would do the same thing. I'm a triple monitor guy. Now, I don't have triples because I'm not made out of money like Moon is, or Draco is apparently now. But I would go triple monitor.
This thing not locking onto the
nice landing.
Nice landing, Zig.
You see that?
Yes, I did.
Damn nice.
Was he wasn't upside down?
Then no, he is rolling on the runway.
Good.
Very nice.
And he's actually rolling on his gears too.
I was gonna say I even had the gear down.
I know. There's no sparks, no nothing. I'm almost disappointed. But
there's been a few times I've seen him land, and he's been rolling, but kind of rolling on his wings.
Was it on the runway or the taxiway? Be honest.
Runway.
It was the Flintstones type plane. He's running underneath it. So.
I mean, he was a little.
That was a great landing.
You know why you're not
he was a little right of center line, but he was good.
You know you're not picking up the ILS because you. What was the?
Who needs the ILS?
Well, we're going to see if we can't jog this over and bring it in.
You're visual. You got the pappies right there. Just fly it.
Shush! I'm there. That's what I'm doing.
MoonDog's getting spoiled. He can't do that anymore.
Use the flight director, right? Ignore the glide slope, and just follow the pappies. Oh, you are way off.
Thank you very much, Chris.
This is probably.
That turned out a way better than it had a right to.
So, Hunter, I'll answer for MoonDog since it's getting ready to land. This is FSX Steam Edition.
That's probably a displaced threshold, too. FSX doesn't know what to do with those. These are crap. The ILSs, a lot of ILSs are screwed up.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to side slip this in. You'll be all right though. Just follow your flight director. Well.
Yeah. I'm tuning all of you out. I've got 42 people trying to get this right, and it'll be fine. I'll get it.
I would listen to me, just saying. But
Traffic.
Altitude.
Big Airways is always unpredictable, Chris. There's no doubt about that.
Oh my god, we landed. We're not dead. Blessed with fuel.
and everybody gets a free hot towel.
Yeah, and a round of drinks on Big Airways. We spare no expense on the drinks.
We spare no expense. As much Walmart Mountain Dew as you want.
No.
Well, Hunter, if you ever want to come flying with us, we use Join FS, which apparently now will also work with X-Plane 11.
Not yet. Not according to the manual I just read. They're working on it.
PP said it said in his. Did you hear that, Draco? That
I may have dozed off for a moment.
We can do. We can do shared cockpit through.
Yeah,
we've been able to do shared cockpit through there.
Oh, we have?
Yeah, shared cockpits. Ooh.
Yeah,
oh,
that was a tiptoe. That was a tiptoe.
Nice.
Not
nice.
really.
No, it wasn't nice. It was.
But you stayed on the runway.
No, nice. Because you're rolling. You're not in a ball of flame.
Wow, you tiptoed that
was
at the
good.
last second. Good job.
Well done.
Thanks, Chris. I don't mind the jokes. We like to have fun.
Hey, you got it on the ground. That's all it matters. Ultimately, it's all that matters.
I won't say that wasn't one of those that you go, oh gosh, that's gonna be fun.
Not one of those ones where you might have said, yeah, this is completely unstable and I'm gonna go around, but whatever.
No,
can I just say that if I was your training captain, that would be
that'd be a fail. Yeah, got it. Yeah. No, I figured that as much too, but Zig was better. Yes, Zig was much better, but how often do we normally say that one? Okay.
Yeah, we haven't heard that very often.
You know what? Who cares? It's a sim. Nobody died. Nobody forgot. You know what I mean? Who cares? No, it's
here.
Did you have fun?
We're gonna do this. We're gonna stop here.
Bottom line, did we have fun?
Are you going to look at your landing rate, which is just going on?
No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go back in instant replay. And
oh yes, let's yeah, let's look at that. Let's do that. That'll be fun.
I think 120 will do it. 100. There we go. And I apologize for the stutter. In multiplayer, it gets a stutter where it's multiple.
Because it's trying to reposition your plane across the entire server when you instant replay. Because instant replay physically moves the plane backwards. That's why you don't use it. Don't ever do it on that sim.
Thanks for the sub, Andrew. Appreciate that.
It was a little bit like definitely. We're going to have to take that to the shop and have them buff out that wing. So
let's see. Actually, let's see how bad really was it. Oh yeah, that was a strike.
Well, yeah.
You know what, MoonDog, I've done that a few times. More than a few times, let me tell you. And when it gets awesome is when you have wing flex and you happen to look out the window at the last second, you see your wings bent up. Like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
You know, his nose gear was on the line, just not on the center line.
Yeah, it was on A line.
Right.
It was on A line. It's okay. You know what? Who cares, right? You had fun. You know what you did wrong, so...
And how often do I normally just go, all right, I'm going in?
Yeah, I'm just going to play
normally I'm the one going, all right, go around. Let's get this right.
Yeah.
So Chris wants us to do a monkey's landing competition.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I get to pick the plane?
All right, a monkey's landing competition in the C1 in the C-172.
Well, we all know I can't land that fucking.
No.
Well, then it levels the playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't either.
I could get up. I swear to God, that thing is so slow. On short final, I could get up, go upstairs, make a sandwich, come back, and the thing still wouldn't be on the threshold. That's why I keep landing. I'm like, my control inputs are so erratic because it's so slow. I really should probably learn how to fly, I guess, because that thing is. I need to learn how to fly that.
Hell of a taxi there, MoonDog.
Well, It's there. We're
Well, you're an
empty as-
executive. Yeah, you can park wherever you want.
Yeah.
That's how. I'll just park here.
That would be probably some pretty good entertainment, Chris. That would be fun.
I need to learn how to fly too. That ought to be interesting.
Flying's easy. It's landing. It's hard.
Yeah,
Anybody can fly.
You should have seen
go by the Japanese kamikaze version of landing.
Do you understand?
You should have seen the cluster that was the landing for Saturday night stream. At one point, all of us were circling the airport like a group of vultures.
Wondering which one was going to crash first. Yeah.
that was it exactly, because it was Dutch Harbor and there's nothing there.
No pappy lights, no runway lights.
No,
it's literally
no,
just
yeah.
a groove in the ground.
Right.
And it sunk into the valley on top of it too.
Well, except for Zig, his was a plateau.
Yeah.
Well, and Chris
And Chris.
teleported in there, and he got the plateau just like I did, so it was really weird.
You know a plane you'd like? You prop guys, you'd like that Twin Otter, that Aerosoft Twin Otter? That's a good little plane. I've had it forever. I just never fly it.
Ground services. No, we have not done ground service. There's several things that we probably do at some
I'll be
point
right back.
want to maybe add, but have we done it yet? No.
No, GSX
ground
is
serv-
great. I like GSX.
Yeah. I've thought about it, but that's the free one, fine, but you have to pay for it to get all of it, and it's like
$32. It never
Yeah.
goes on sale either. FS Dream Team isn't.
And here, let's do it this way. I'll gladly get some of this stuff. Throw the money in the tip jar or the
Right.
donation jar, and I'll get it. That'll be the next thing I get. You know.
You want to
That's
see?
the only-
If you want to see Mr. Moondog use GSX, the donate link is
Yeah.
below. Oh.
If you want to see Mr. Moondog start up his engines while the ground crew's still around and suck them into the engine,
Which I'll probably do. Throw the money in the tip jar. Tip jar
Either
is set
tip
up
or I'll
on
come to
the
your house.
Twitch, and I have the donation is on the main page of the YouTube. So the PayPal links are there. If you like what you've seen, subscribe, notify, thumbs up, all that stuff. I've had a wonderful night. I don't care. I had a rough day today, and right now I'm feeling like do another flight, but I probably won't.
yes, you will.
Probably shouldn't. I got work first thing in the morning. Actually, paying job, you know.
But BP, do you know what vanilla plane we actually all had a lot of fun flying? Was it the Havilland Beaver?
Well, just saying it is fun though. So.
But no, just the fact that it was, you could only take off and land in water.
Which? Oh, that's the water one. No, doesn't that have a wheel variant too?
Nope.
No.
No,
Oh.
not in the vanilla.
It doesn't have the little wheels that pop out the bottom of the pontoons.
No,
I don't think so.
Is
not that
the-
we know.
Shit.
And then we also flew the Grum and Goose.
The Goose. That's the one I like. I think.
Yeah, and that one does land either one.
Yeah,
that one's
that's the
amphibious.
one.
Thank you
That's
for
the one I
subscribing.
was thinking. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Was the Goose. The Goose is all right. It's got an awful view though. Like you can't see anything out the windshield, but you sit on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, when you land in the water and the sound effects of the water,
Oh, it's really cool. Yeah.
But then again, ask Draco where he parked once up on the beach because he got through
Run
the
out.
water.
It's all right. I think the first time I ever flew it, I put it up on the dock.
no,
In the scenario there.
in my defense, it was with the de Havilland Beaver, and I didn't know that you had to pull like this little rope to drop the
steering
rudders for-
Yeah.
the steering rudders for the
Oh,
water.
right. Yeah.
Anyway, so I just barely hit the throttle. Next thing I know, I'm shooting across the water, shot up on an island, and I'm sitting there going, "Why can't I steer this damn thing?"
Because your rudders are still, in the pontoons or whatever. Doesn't that have an anchor too? Doesn't that have a little thing you throw out when you get slowed down? Put
There
the-
may be something with one of the add-on
I
or
seem to
payware
remember
ones,
seeing
but
it.
I don't see. It's not in the FSX one.
We
It's some
just
kinda
used land to stop.
Yeah, that works too. Whatever. I'd have landed this thing in the water. Whatever. Okay.
Well, Zig, you brought us in. Do you want me to take us out?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I want to thank literally everyone for stopping in. We got a freaking monkey show in Discord. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for everyone for stopping into the both streams. We've had wonderful chats there. Make sure you check out all those on the monkey show list. Bipolar Prophet, who does put out videos occasionally, Cavalier Roy, Farmer Dad, Stubby, Kev the Blue Bear, Monkey Show nominees that are also don't stream but are wonderful people with us, Travis, Texas Long Haul, and some of the new guys that hang out with just us like Joe and such. Thanks for stopping in.
And Chris.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
the list is starting to grow, so I gotta.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes I'll miss you this time and catch you next time.
That's why I just say the Monkey Show.
Right, the Monkey Show. Thanks, BP, for putting your 2 cents in. If you like what you saw, make sure you do all the normal things. And then if you are inclined, there is a tip jar on Twitch. There is a donation button on the YouTube. And thanks for all those that have subscribed. And anything
Subscribe
else?
to Draco 0411.
Yeah. Anyone else want to sneak one in there?
Don't be afraid to throw the Unabomber here some money. He's a good guy, and he's
Yeah, he is.
So thanks for everyone for stopping in. And that is
subscribe
it
to Bipolar Prophet on YouTube.
But yeah, thank you. I knew that one was coming.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Later.